Warning, this video may contain graphic content, such as sexual scenes, violence, gore, boobies, and the rest of the fun stuff. Please be over 18 to view this, and don't say we didn't warn you, little sinners.
Endlessly searching for an original sin.
Hey guys, welcome to the Indie Files. We're looking at the new Call of Cthulhu. Now this game is one of those that's been very, very divided. I've met quite a few people that liked it. I've met quite a few people, a lot of fans that said they didn't. Now we're gonna see for ourselves. I played a little bit of the game while I was moving and stuff, but I didn't want to play anymore. I wanted to do my review of it. Now, here's the thing. If you guys do like the game and you want to see me do the entire thing, I will, because you know what? I like Lovecraft. And from what I'm seeing people's complaints are, I'm wondering how many of them have actually read Lovecraft. Because a lot of them seem to be complaining about certain things I'll talk about as we go into the game. But we're going to do a new one. That's the one from my original play. So I've not gotten very far, as you can see. I've enjoyed the game so far. And again, this is an indie project. People are expecting a little too much, I think. And I've had a lot of people... I've had one person tell me it's not like a AAA, and I kind of stood there and went, what? You do understand what indie means, what a small studio. Even Focus Entertainment, I believe, is still indie as a publisher. They are the guys that brought us... Was it Vampire? I believe so, and a couple of other games I've reviewed. So let's enter the madness. And I should have read that. Well, if I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who, in his callousness, can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Now again, I do want to do some readings of some Lovecraft stories, including the Call of Cthulhu. If you guys really are interested and give enough comments, I might actually do it. Now one of the cool things is you guys can see the retinal right there. I can actually get rid of that, which I might end up doing. So let's actually look at some settings. Crosshair. Let's get rid of the crosshair and see what it looks like with it gone. That's it with it gone. Now, like I said, you can't play the game with or without it. So it looks like we are in some kind of strange place. This really does make me want to go read some Lovecraft again. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Gosh, now, you didn't pull hard enough. Let's see now. So again, I have gone up to a bit of Chapter 2, not very much of it. I'm going to play the game. If I do a full Let's Play, I am going to play it my way. Of course, hints are always welcome, but I've had quite a few people who said they wanted to spoil it for me just to see how mad I'd get that it's not Lovecraftian. You must light up the area and to use this item. Alrighty then. I'll put that. The atmosphere is very good so far. I think people were expecting this to be like the original Call of Cthulhu game, which is one I've really wanted to do. I've just heard it's an absolute horrific nightmare to get it working. Oh. Dagon? Dagon, is that you? No, Dagon wouldn't be on this island, would he? Or in wherever we are. I'm assuming we're on an island. I mean, it is Lovecraft after all. And in perfect and always known fashion of these games, you don't take the chain, which you can use as a weapon.
Hold along. Fate inescapably draws you on.
I thought those were cool. Well, that was a killer whale, so that's what happened to Shamu.
Putrid offering.
I don't know, he seems like a pretty big offering. Here are 2 of them. Did you want something bigger? Because I guess we could...
Fight. You have been chosen.
Alright, I didn't know. I've been chosen to do what, though? You don't want me to fight, so I'm gathering this is gonna be something that sucks. You know, a poor, innocent girl going to her doom. Is that what's going on?
Behold,
We'll find out.
everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Hey, you were in that one game that I played that we shouldn't really talk about in this video. Stabby, stabby.
Stabby, stabby!
Oh no, stabby, stabby's bad for us. Stabby's bad for us.
I hate whiskey.
Then stop drinking it.
I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctor prescribes them when I returned from the war. They swore that they would put an end to the nightmare. But, for a while now, their effect has been wearing off. I'll say they have, or they've been giving you a whole new set of nightmares.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
I know that feeling, buddy.
I used to be an avid reader.
Looks like it. Nothing there.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Then find another agency?
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling me weeks after the investigation had closed.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed the case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. I should get rid of all this stuff.
Oh, wait, is that Lovecraft right there? It looks vaguely familiar. I do like the music and also that radio. I love that radio.
Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
So let's see. Pierce Investigations Agency. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay. But I know if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me? Hi. Let's see. Well, our phone is ringing. No. Hello?
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Wow. So this is one of the cool things you can do. Is you can kind of pick where all your points go. Let's see. I'm going to go with what I was going with before. That's going to be how I do mine. It's weird. Why did my controller stop working?
Hey, be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, do you still...
I'm coming.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
So, we have two things we can do. We can look at the file. We can look at the painting. We can look at him. You notice he went from calling us a drunkard and stuff to going, please, you need to help me.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out parts of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decided on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insisted on Sarah Hawkins' mental fragility. Why? A breast cutting? An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. So, we have a little bit. Oh, we can't even have a drink.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Now, we have unlocked some special stuff because we picked what we did. Let's see. I didn't do it right, so I didn't...
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
You believe that?
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Okay.
I'm a private investigator, not an art critic.
I guess you're not as clever as you think, then. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Now, if I had put a bit more in another... Now, when I played this the first time on my save, I changed up how I did the settings. And he gave a different response. Now, I'm going to be putting more into the occult so that you can see that eventually. But yeah, you're seeing a different response than what I got originally.
Darkwater? Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
Alright.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
Okay.
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
So yeah.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
We're gonna look around the office, but yeah. As you noticed...
Darkwater.
We weren't
I
exactly
think I've got a book on
believing
the
him.
North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
There's a completely different response you can get
Lost
that I got. Because I put more into a
Holding
cult.
your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
A dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. This first volume lists all illnesses known in this civilized world. It details symptoms and suitable treatments. Go.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
Now, again, if you continue to look around, you can find stuff that can help
Natural
you out.
sciences. Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidence of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of the long-abandoned caves. Whether it is sea or a dream god, no one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small island off the coast of Massachusetts.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to Darkwater.
Well, this should be plenty easy. So far, I'm not seeing much of the complaints. It does have a difference depending upon what you click and what you choose, which is pretty nice, honestly. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address, a warehouse set on the docks of the islands of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point of the Pierce investigation. So I'm going to get as far as I did with my original save, and then I'm going to switch over to it. The reason I'm doing that is because I kind of liked my setup in the original, and I'm debating if I want to show you how much different. Because in the original version, or the version I chose with the setup I did for Pierce, he ended up asking about the occult and her visions. This wasn't asked in this one. Focus Home Interactive presents a game by Cyanide Studio, which I believe is maybe their first game.
Almost there.
Call of Cthulhu. So far, I'm not seeing why everyone's complaining. Scylla. Can't remember if the boat actually had a name in the story. Or, well, if a boat had a name like that, but it's probably a reference to something. I haven't actually read the Call of Cthulhu in quite a few years. It makes me kind of want to do a reading of it, like I've said before.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Alright. So we're going to look around a little bit before we head over there. Now I did go that far, so we're going to go in there and ask a couple questions, and then, well, if you want to see more, you know what to do. Hi there, buddy. You're not gonna talk to me?
Have you seen how old this thing is?
Okay.
If we force
That's a
it too
dead
much, it'll
whale.
break everything.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Something ripped it
You
apart.
can't understand. You're not sailors.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
Really?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't.
So yeah, he won't
You
talk
can
to you.
see that I'm busy, can't you?
You
No,
can't.
again, I'm
man.
picking the
You're not
choices I picked
sailors.
originally so that you guys
It's
can
a
see.
sign. There's something coming. Trouble. Something real bad.
Now,
Don't
maybe
put
it's
that
because I've
beast
been
back
around
in the
harbors
water,
and
you
stuff, but
shysters, you're crazy.
if they're acting like this,
They
you
can't
usually should
understand.
listen. So I'm gonna go this way. Oh, I know you see that glowy glowy, but we're gonna go get that glowy glowy later.
Hey, be careful. Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Wasn't me who went looking for it. The guy didn't show respect. You're overdoing it.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
Alright. So we're gonna ask a couple questions.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable?
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dock water, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
So it looks like we didn't get any luck and no drinks this time.
That'll be all for now.
So if you guys like this game and you want to see more, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. And hey, if you guys want to pick it up for yourself, it is out on all consoles, I think except Switch. And it is out right now on PC, which is the version I'm playing. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me for the Indie Files. Bye, guys.